Hello, lovelies. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to welcome 2019. I hope everyone had a great holiday. But of course, if you're anything like me, you probably did some overindulging, which means it is time to get back on track. And I could not be more excited to announce how I'm going to help you do that this year. We are launching our brand new website. It is called healthymealplans.com. Not only does it feature hundreds of amazing healthy recipes that I think you guys are going to love, but it also offers a free meal planning tool that allows you to simply drag and drop your favorites into your weekly meal plan and then automatically generates your shopping list for the week. On top of all of that awesomeness, we've also created some specialty meal plan bundles. So if you want a little more help getting your healthy eating back on track, these meal plans have been developed by our in-house dietitian to be nutritionally balanced and of course, really delicious as well. You can find all of the details about the new site in the description box, so I hope you will take a look after you're done watching this yummy video. And without further ado, let's get to today's recipes, all of which are being featured on healthymealplans.com. Today, to help us get back on track, I thought I would share 3 quick, easy, and healthy dinner ideas that all happen to be completely gluten-free, which I love. Starting with my actual new favorite recipe, my ranch turkey sweet potato skillet. It all starts, as many of my recipes do, with a large skillet heating up over medium-high heat on the stove. Tell me if you've heard this one before. I'm just going to get a little bit of oil into my skillet, and once that is nice and hot, I'll go ahead and add some onion and some red bell pepper to it. We'll cook those for 3 to 4 minutes just until they start to soften up. Then we can go ahead and add some minced garlic to the pan. We'll cook that for another 30 seconds until it's nice and fragrant, and then it's time to add our turkey. You always have the option to opt in some ground chicken if you prefer that, or if you want to keep this vegetarian, you could use those veggie crumbles that are common right now at most supermarkets. Those would definitely work in this recipe. I would recommend avoiding beef though. It's a little heavy for everything else happening here. We're just going to cook our ground turkey, breaking it up with the side of our spoon until it's no longer pink. And then the hero of this dish is definitely the sweet potato, I think. The smaller your sweet potatoes, the faster they're going to cook. So if time is of the essence, I highly recommend chopping them nice and small. Also, to help the cooking process move a little more quickly, I like to add some chicken broth to the bottom of the pan. Not only does it add some flavor, but it's gonna help tenderize those potatoes a little more and prevent things from getting too dry in your pan. 8 to 10 short minutes later, your sweet potatoes will be nice and tender. That chicken broth will have evaporated, leaving behind just its yummy flavor. And that means it's time for even more awesome flavor. Today, that's coming in the form of some ranch seasoning. Now, you can buy store-bought ranch seasoning or you can make your own. I, of course, have a recipe for that linked in the description box if you want to have a look. I'm also going to hit this with some salt and pepper and give it a good stir. And last but not least, I'm actually going to load in some finely chopped green kale into my skillet. I know kale is one of those super polarizing ingredients. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people eat it just because they know it's good for them. This is a really good way to learn to love kale. The best part about adding kale to a dish like this is that you can barely detect it with all of the other flavors. So there's a lot to love about this. As soon as your kale is wilted, this yumminess is ready to serve. Now, you can enjoy it just as is, or if you want to take it right over the top, I always recommend serving it with a little drizzle of ranch dressing. That is the secret sauce that makes this recipe really sing. Next, for something even more effortless, if you can believe it, I'm going to show you my creamy pesto shrimp. This cooks up in under 10 minutes. So if you're looking for a weeknight wonder, this is your new go-to dish. I'm starting with a non-stick skillet on the stove. To that, I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. As soon as that oil is nice and hot, we're going to start adding in some really simple but very delicious flavor. I've got some shallot headed in here, and I've also got a clove of garlic headed in here. Garlic and shrimp. Are you kidding me? Have there ever been 2 things that were more meant to be? We're gonna cook these up just until everything becomes fragrant, and then we will get our shrimp into the pan. I'm using some uncooked peeled shrimp. Now, I'll admit, peeled shrimp can be a little more expensive, so if you're looking for a more affordable option, go ahead and buy it unpeeled and peel it yourself, no big deal. I'm also going to hit this with some salt and pepper. We're going to let our shrimp cook up for between 3 and 4 minutes, just until it turns bright pink and opaque. Then we can go ahead and add our pesto sauce to the pan. Of course, you can always make homemade pesto sauce during your Sunday meal prep. I have a recipe for that linked in the description. Or you can go ahead and use store-bought. It actually makes this recipe even easier. And if I'm being honest, today I'm using the store-bought kind. Then for just a little bit of creaminess, I am also going to be pouring in a splash of cream. This is totally optional, but I really think it makes this dish just that much richer. I'm going to finish all of this yumminess off with a sprinkle of freshly chopped basil, and then it is ready to be devoured. Of course, you could always pour this over pasta. That would be super traditional, but today I'm actually going to be pouring it over rice, which is a really perfect pairing. Did I say quick and easy? I really meant quick and easy. And pretty shrimp-pressive, if I do say so myself. Finally, guys, I'm going to show you a sheet pan supper idea that is just bursting with color, flavor, and nutrients. It's my sheet pan sesame chicken, and it's really easy to make. We'll get started by mixing up our sauce for this dish. It all starts with some tamari in my bowl, which is basically the gluten-free version of soy sauce. To my tamari, I'm going to add some Thai sweet chili sauce. Thai sweet chili sauce is that perfect combination of sweet and heat that I love so much. If you can't find it at your supermarket, you could swap in some honey and some red chili flakes here instead. That would work as a good substitution. To that, I am adding some sesame oil. A little goes a long way, so you don't have to get too carried away. Then I've got some grated ginger as well as some garlic. We'll give that a quick whisk and then we can start working on our veggie mixture. In this recipe, I'm using a combination of broccoli florets, snap peas, and some red bell pepper. You really could use whatever you have in the fridge. Just pull all your veggies out, throw them in a bowl. This is a super, super forgiving dish. To that, I'm going to add some chicken breast. I've just cut it into 1-inch cubes. And then I'm going to add half of my sauce and toss everything together to make sure it gets evenly coated in all of that yummy flavor. And then we can transfer it onto our sheet pan. Come on, what could be simpler than that? The hardest part is really chopping your veggies, and that can actually all be done during your Sunday meal prep. And then I just get it into the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes or until my chicken is fully cooked through. As soon as it comes out of the oven, it is ready to be enjoyed. Come on guys, how easy was that? You get a ton of great protein from that chicken, amazing crunch from those veggies, and of course, lots of great flavor from that sauce. I like finishing it off with some freshly chopped green onion, as well as some sesame seeds. How pretty! Of course, I hope you will give all 3 of these amazing recipes a try. And if you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo, because I always love seeing your kitchen creations. I should also mention that I may or may not be a new mom by the time you guys watch this video. So if you want an update on that, definitely follow me on Instagram because I will be sharing the big announcement there when it comes. Don't forget that all of today's recipes are being featured on our brand new website, healthymealplans.com. You can find these recipes plus hundreds more and our awesome free meal planning tool there. I hope you guys love it as much as we do. Finally, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because, of course, as always, there is lots more healthy deliciousness where this came from. We have so much in store for you in 2019, and I am sending you all the biggest, best wishes for a happy new year.